Hey everybody, how you doing? It's morning for me, and I'm just getting rolling here, having my morning cup of coffee. And before I get involved with my day, I thought I would do a quick post. One again, I really do enjoy the friendship and camaraderie that I share with you all from around the world here on in the vinyl community. I just answered a letter this morning from a fella from Poland. Really nice of you to get in touch, Simon. Nice of you. Uh, Nice to connect with Miko in Finland. Um, nice to see his excitement about Yucatalanen. I mean, everybody knows about, like, for example, Steve Vai or Joe Satriani, but people need to know about Yucatalanen. Okay? Um, Let me say that again. For example, some of you guitar aficionados, you love good guitar. Excuse me. You've been missing a guitar player from Finland named Yucatalanen. At his best, he was phenomenal. So, let me talk a little bit more about music here, just kind of in general. Just kind of riff on some things and talk about some more favorites. Like I say, I'm just waking up, so hopefully I'll warm up, and if I don't warm up, then it's just what it is. But in watching videos and interacting with people, I was watching Anders in Stockholm. He had shown some singles recently, and I had commented that he showed some Jimmy Geoffrey. My thoughts are coming. In music, there are major voices that everyone recognizes, but there are these other voices that are just as deserving of recognition. That's kind of a big part of what I've been interested in as a listener is who are the other voices that people are missing because they're out there. One of those jazz voices for me, and it's hard for me to find his records, I haven't been looking lately, but Jimmy Geoffrey. Now, I only could find one this morning. I think I have at least one other with him as a sideman, but this album is wonderful, and I'm listening to it now. And it's a Quiet Song by Paul Bley, Bill Connors, and Jimmy Geoffrey. And this is on Paul Bley's label that he had for a while called Improvising Artists. This is quiet, mostly reflective, and it fits the bill of what I call beautiful. As I was saying in my video, what am I really after in music, among other things? A big experience. I love experience, but beauty, something that strikes me as, and beauty isn't always pleasing. I think I'd like to explain that for me. Beauty isn't always pleasing. Sometimes beauty is dark. This, I'm listening to it now for the first time in a long time. This is gorgeous. And there's something about Jimmy Geoffrey's style of playing that I find compelling. I think he's awesome. And definitely deserving of being heard by many more. I also pulled this because Anders mentioned it, and I'm going to play it later today because it's been a while. Turning Point. Yes, I agree with you, Anders, that John Gilmore is another extremely intense, well-seasoned, major voices of jazz on his instrument, deserving of the same recognition. I'm saying some pretty heavy things here, but I mean them personally. I think John Gilmore is deserving of the same attention as Sonny Stitt, Sonny Rollins, John Coltrane, Cannonball Adderley. Sometimes I think because of association, like for the fact that he was always associated with Sun Ra, ghettoizes people's perception of him. John Gilmore is great. I'm going to be playing this today. Turning Point. I'm really glad that I have this. To the Boy Ellis showed he had just gotten this in XML Deutschland, and that's cool to hear that it's been reissued. This is an original. I bought this when it came out. It's on the Fundamental label. XML Deutschland I think are excellent. Another one of those bands. It's like, damn, these girls are killer. And why? Mainly it's mainly girls. Can't remember the lead singer's name. She's bomb, just gorgeous, but really interesting voice. I always wonder why XML Deutschland are excellent. Why don't we hear about them? Post-punk, I don't know what else to call them. Dark wave, goth, sort of. Excellent. Yeah, to the boy Ellis. I need to find out your name, man. I do. I like your style. I like the fact that the vinyl community is accepting of all kinds of people. That's one of the things I'm very proud of. All kinds of people, all ages and types, are here in the vinyl community sharing. I love that. What I'm personally drawn to are people's personalities, and I love personalities. I do, all kinds, and I'm gonna give it to you, Ellis. You're a character. I like that, and I do like people who aren't afraid to say exactly what they think. It's one of the reasons why I really like Big Star 1000. Just to give you a shout out, Fred. You say what you're thinking. You don't care. I respect that, and I try to do that too. I just pulled. I don't have all of XML Deutschland's records. I just have a few more. I'm showing a few more I have. Fetish, fantastic. On 4AD, yeah, that's pure 4AD graphics, people, and that's what it sounds like. XML Deutschland. I love this album. Viva, this is killer. Love this album, and the production on this really, really does them justice. Love this album. XML Deutschland, Viva. Find out. Here's a single I have of this, Qual, on 4. This is on 4AD. It's great. And then this is one of their later, although it's old now, but this is when they kind of went pop, but they still did it right. This is a 12-inch single by XML Deutschland, I'll Be Near You. I love this song. It kicks. It's a floor stomper. When this came out in Europe, I bet you this tore up the clubs. When they played this, I could see some fine-ass women shaking some ass on this. I'm just telling you, yeah. XML Deutschland. Beautiful women. Killer-ass sound. Killer! Find out, people. Last night I was checking in with LJ. Again, that's another person who maybe some people would not figure that I would vibe with, but I just vibe with LJ big time. We're probably as different as night and day, but I digs you, LJ. I do. You're real. You showed some Goodwill stuff you found. You found a Love Sculpture album with your bad self. This is the one that I have, and I played one side of it last night to refresh my memory. Forms and Feelings, Dave Edmunds from Rockpile. This is where he's one of his early bands. The bluesy part of this, I don't care much for, but there's an edginess. Like they do Saber Dance on here, and then the other songs on here, they're just really edgy, almost like if this wasn't so structured, this could almost be a precursor to Jesus and Mary Chain in the sound of the guitars. Now, some of you people will probably stop and think, what did he just say? Is he out of his mind? Listen to this and tell me if I'm lying. Listen to the guitar sound, where the guitar sound is headed on this album, way made back in the... When was this album made? This is like 60s or 1970. But there's a buzz saw sound in the guitars that, when I listened to it last night, I didn't make it up. Jesus and Mary Chain came to mind. 1970, okay? So, LJ, finding that Love Sculpture album, that was, to me, that's a major find, man. Major. Awesome. Forms and Feelings, Love Sculpture. This is an excellent album. Let's see. I want to show some more records that I want to listen to that are favorites. I just want to show them. I listened to some of this morning already. This is not my favorite by him, but I love the Sea and Cake, and this is a great cover. Everybody. Just wanted to show this in the Blake sleeve. It's just beautiful. Another great Thrill Jockey album. This Paul Bley is just getting my morning started perfectly. Music is just nothing like good music. Here's something else I haven't played in a while that I want to play, and it's an original copy. Gordon Haskell, it is as an, and it isn't. He was in King Crimson on their second album, Wake Up Poseidon. Very distinct voice. Got this blaked up, and I haven't played this in a while. It's not prog, it's more pop, but it's got that sensibility about it, especially with that cover. And I think he has some players on here, some good players. Yeah, I see right now. John Wetton is on here on bass. David Caffinetti from Rare Bird is on here as well. So I'm going to keep this out. Dave Spinoza, Eddie Brigatti from Young Rascals is on here. So it is as an and it isn't by Gordon Haskell. I'm going to be playing this today. Another of my favorite jazz albums that I haven't played in a while, and that fits the bill of beauty, is Pharoah Sanders' Themby. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Oh man, Pharoah Sanders. My copy is beat. This is a wonderful, wonderful, fantastic album. And the theme song, I believe it is. No, the first song makes me think of Chris, Astral Traveler, Astral Traveling. Fantastic. Monster. That's in recognition of Big Star 1000. Monster. This is the Monster. On Impulse. One of my favorite reggae albums. Just one of my favorite albums, but it's reggae. Red by Black Uhuru. Puma! Core Puma's gone. Badass Black Uhuru. I have to see what's on here. Rock Stone. Puff She Puff. Oh man. Spongy Reggae. Youth of Eglinton. Spongy Reggae and Puff She Puff. That's all I got to say. You want to hear some kick-ass reggae? Look up the song Puff She Puff by Black Uhuru. And get a puff on. Spliff up! Black Uhuru, bad motherfuckers. Here's one of my favorite albums. And maybe some would say this is cheesy. I love this album. A Curious Feeling. Tony Banks from Genesis' first solo album. Love this album. Kim Bacon on vocals, who was in String Driven Thing, passed away a while ago. Perfect. Chester Thompson on drums. I love this album. Love this album. This is one of my favorite albums. I love this album. A while ago, Mr. Fartboy, wanted to know why prog, and I'll try to just talk about it for a second. I was thinking of making a whole video to try to expound on it. But prog music, the best and the worst of it, captures my imagination. It's not the same thing. It's showing you another road. The well-worn path that everyone is on is just so well known to my ears and my experience. I know what Bruce Springsteen sounds like. I know what he's going to say. I know what Bob Dylan sounds like. I know what he's going to say. I know what these mainstream artists sound like, and I know what they're going to say every time. And I'm at the point where I just don't care. I don't care that they're great. I want to hear something different. I'd like to know what else mankind is doing and saying. That's why progressive and off the beaten track music appeals to me so much because to me it is the voice of the rest of the people. I really feel like a lot of the expression that people are drawn to, which is very familiar, to me, it's like it's about familiarity and safeness, and I'm ready to adventure. And progressive music, the best and the worst of it. Notice what I keep saying, because there's a lot of really shit prog music. I would rather sit through bad prog music trying to figure out why they did it than to listen to the blues or most pop music any day because of what it might show me. So that's what I want to say right quick about why prog music and off-center music is more interesting to me than mainstream, easily digested, understood music. I'll say one more thing. I recognize that Kelly Clarkson has a very good voice, but that music is so predictable. It's just so obvious. There's no appeal. Okay, 2 more records and I'm shutting up. And I also want to say, if you watch my video, Nathan Morales, you just uploaded a 37-minute video. Man, I don't know when I'll be able to watch it all the way through. I probably won't. I'll probably have to watch it in installments. 37 minutes! You know, it's like, I know it's part of who we are, that we do what we do. I recently made a 29-minute video, and I got a complaint. And it's not that I'm complaining, I'm just saying, you know, 37 minutes is a lot of time in this day and age. It is, you know. Of course, I want to see what you got to say and what you're going to show because you're magnetic. So you can get away with it with your bad self, Nathan. But I feel like my video is coming on 17 minutes, and I'm thinking I got to stop. It's too long, you know. Just throwing that out. It's not a complaint. It's the difference between us as people. I really feel funny when my videos get long here. So 37 minutes, that's a ways coming for me. Nathan, you're something else, man. I love you, man. I do. So here's a band from, are they Romanian, I think? Borghezia. I love this band. It's definitely dated now, but this is that electro sound that was happening in the mid to late 80s, coming out of Belgium and stuff. Dark Wave Dance. Borghezia. Like this band a lot. One more jazz album, because this is, I think, another fantastic album that doesn't get talked about. New York Eye and Ear Control. Albert Eiler, Don Cherry, John Chakai. John Chakai is another person, amazing improviser. Excuse me, just incredible. He really is so sensitive in his playing. But Roswell Rood, Gary Peacock, Sonny Murray. This is on ESP. Original ESP, yeah. Killer. I gotta stop. It's too long. Not too long, but it's long.